Okay, Salam alaikum. Welcome back to the Client Spotlight series. And today I'm joined by my youngest student in Sacred Feminine Pleasure. So please, over to you. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, so myself, I'm Haniya, and as you told, I'm youngest among in the group. I guess I was the youngest because I'm
You
just
are.
22 years old, and Alhamdulillah, I'm lucky to join in this sacred feminine pleasure. And sadly, it ended, but it was great.
Oh my gosh. And the reason why I say, like, listen, I pride on the fact that it's the youngest because Haniya, girl, like, we're going to get into the question now, but the way you joined Sacred Feminine Pleasure, like, you just embody trust. So please let everyone know what made you join SFP.
Okay, so for me to join SFP, it's been like I guess since 2 years back. I've been following you for like 4 years back, and I've
Mm,
always wanted to like I had this feeling that you're the perfect coach for me because I've been searching different coaches for a very long time. Like I've been going in Instagram, there's many people around there, but I just felt like so resonated to you because you talk about like everything is included in it. Let it be spirituality, let it be the psychological part, everything. So for a very long time, I was super, super into you. So, and finally, I texted you that I would be joining in 2025, and you just gave me the tip, the main tip. It was just act like that I'm abundant enough to join the cohort. So what happened is it's still crazy because like certain situations came which was like very chaotic, but it ended up like because of those chaos I was able to join in it. Like I was able to talk to my parents that I want to go for therapy and I want to get healed, and it's still crazy that it had to go all those ways to reach in sacred feminine pleasure, but I knew that that was what I wanted. And like alhamdulillah, I like it did help me a lot. Like I still don't know how to put it up to words that how much it helped me.
Don't worry, we're gonna pick it out. But first of all, I want to say Jazakallah khair to your parents. Like, please send them my blessings and my salams because, girl, like they trusted you and you helped them trust you. Like you were just like, I want to do it. I remember you saying to me, I'm
Yes.
gonna get my parents' approval. I was like, listen, your parents, just imagine your parents have said yes, and
Yeah,
just imagine you're in that state.
and also my parents like the most like like alhamdulillah. The thing is, the way my bond, like everything have changed now. Like I speak up when I feel like if I feel sad, if I feel angry, I speak up. And there's a whole like I used to have a very rigid relationship with my dad. Like
Mm,
we were like super close, but like because of my trauma and things, like I lost that. But
yeah.
now I'm like he's getting his little girl back, and he's just like I this is what I wanted the whole time with you. Like he's like, why do you have to act like a man? I'm like
Oh,
I'm so happy.
honey, you're making me cry. Oh my
And
God.
no, and I usually used to decline my dad's call
Oh,
whenever I just, but these days he just calls me in morning, he calls me in evening, and he's like, I love talking to you. And I'm just like, me too. Like we joke
oh
around
my
and
God.
like subhanallah, alhamdulillah, like I understood that when I healed, my environment actually changed. Like it's changing. Like it's actually like it's just facts.
SubhanAllah, I'm here. I'm tears are flooding. Oh my gosh. Haniya, SubhanAllah, you don't understand that. That means so much to me. Like
You're
parents, the
doing a
parents.
great job.
Ah,
Like I promise you, like, because for me it's a big deal. For me, it's a big deal to
yeah,
like to have that relationship with my dad. Like, because
yeah.
I've always felt like I never felt like a little girl. I always have to. I'm just so rigid. But now I'm just a little girl, and he's always like, "Don't worry, I'll get you this. I'll get you that. Don't worry." And like I'm even like I feel free to talk about like oh like as you know that I've told you about like my life stories, and I even told him there is a guy that I like and things, and he's like he's fine, he's happy, and he's like I trust you enough, we'll talk with them and we'll see. And it's just when things it's so easy for me to talk to my dad is the biggest milestone for me. It is.
Oh my God, Haniya. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. Allahumma barik fi. May Allah continue to bless
Jazakallah
our
khair.
relationship.
You're always
Wayaki.
there in my duas. Like you mean you're precious to me, and inshallah, if it, I like, I just wanted like when it's my wedding, I'm calling you
Oh
definitely.
my, I'm coming.
You have
Haniya,
to
I'm
come. You
coming.
have to visit an
I,
Indian wedding.
I have to. I have to come. I'm gonna get dressed up, girl. I'm coming.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Haniya. I didn't expect that. You're making me cry. You don't understand, yeah. One of my dreams has always been to help families like just rekindle. And I
Mm-hmm.
noticed this cohort, there's a lot of ish like we were coaching a lot around family, like siblings, parents, aunties, in-laws, uncle. Like I just noticed that. That's
Mm-hmm.
been one of my du'as for such a long time. And the fact that you're saying this is just like, oh my gosh, I wish every single woman could just have that bond with her dad. And I know it's so hard sometimes, especially
Mm-hmm.
when you do have like your feelings and your anger and the resentment you have towards childhood. It's like it's not really
Mm-hmm.
direct at your parents, it's just a childhood that you had. But the fact that
Exactly.
you feel that and you can have a conversation with your dad about boys, girl, you're
Exactly.
winning. You're
That's the
winning.
craziest thing. I talk about guys to my dad, and my dad is just like, even my friends were shocked. My friends were like, "You told your dad?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like,
Yeah.
and they were like, "He was still." I'm like, "Yeah, because he trusts me." And he literally told that, like, "I trust you." And like, so far you have like the right set of friends, the right set of people. So he's like, "I do believe like the person that you bring would also be like," and I'm just like,
And yeah, my job is done. Mission
your job
complete.
is done. Inshallah, my mom is also planning to join because I was like,
Ish.
"Mom, you need it."
Please, like, listen.
Inshallah.
Oh my gosh, Hania. Oh, I'm just like, I'm so like, I'm like a little girl right now in the candy shop. I'm just so happy right now. I'm just excited. I love my body. Oh, girl, okay.
Jazakallah khair. Like, Allahumma barik. But all thanks to you. I mean,
Alhamdulillah. Oh, girl, I thought I was gonna ask you. I'm just like in shock right now. Okay, so you mentioned like your relationship with your father changing, which is amazing. Tell me like what else changed in your life? Like anything you're comfortable with sharing, like what else did you feel like has shifted in your mindset or just in like your environment?
I would say like for me, the environment, the whole family dynamic have really changed. Like my mom and dad, the way they trust me and the way like we have conversations now is always different. Like I can say anything and I'm not scared to talk to them because before I have to go through a whole roller coaster thinking that should I say this to them? Should I say that to them? So there's a whole, but like the difference is not just within me and my parents, it's between my dad and mom as well because
Oh
they
no.
used to have a very it was very dysfunctional. But like now my dad is treating my mom right because I told him if I want to marry, there should be a set of example that I should choose to. And now my relationship between my mom and dad, let it be with my sibling, it's all like it's healthy, alhamdulillah. It's
Oh
healthy.
my.
Like
Alhamdulillah.
it's a big deal. And my mom even said that to me. Like my mom was like, the way that you spoke up, things have been changing. Like now, the way, like, even my mom, I guess she's more confident whenever we have a conversations. Like right now, like it's more like, when I'm feeling low, she's there, and when she's feeling low, I'm there. And like we both
Oh.
inspire each other. And it's still like, and my dad, the way he treats like when I was during the time we had the therapy going on, I told you my parents came to Turkey. And you also asked me to observe if it's gonna trigger me and things. There was just a small incident where like my dad like for no reason he was going to get mad, but then he also realized like why. And I just feel like it's
Mm.
the way how I kept the boundary that you don't need to like if something is bothering you, why don't you talk it healthy in a proper way? But even I changed the way I react to him as well. So
Oh my.
like the whole family dynamic have shifted actually. I could see that. Like I could even experience it. And another thing is that the main thing, alhamdulillah, before I used to feel like very ashamed to talk about my past.
Mm.
Or like I used to feel like, people would judge me or they could question me and things like that. But now, Alhamdulillah, I don't even feel like ashamed talking about my past. Like, because usually when I keep certain boundaries with people, because I'm studying in Europe, so there's a whole cultural difference.
Yeah.
So people used to question me like, why don't you hang out with us or something? Because I have like strong boundaries, like to be with friends and people's like classmates. So I used to hear like, not here, like I used to feel bad when I'm just like, keeping my distance with guys and things, because I'm just like, oh, they might think I'm like this, like that. But now I don't feel that way. Like
Wow.
the crazy thing is that I used to not even talk to guys properly. But now I am bold and I just talk myself and I don't feel bad. Like before, I used to ask my friend, was I awkward? Was I weird? But my
Oh
friends
my
are
God.
just like, now you just communicate like so cool, like so chill. And I just communicate and I'm just how do I say it? Like I feel like I am kind of extroverted person, but I thought I was introverted for a very long time. But then I'm just like I'm putting myself out there, but I'm still being myself. Like I don't feel bad for like, having my own boundaries. And I think that's a big deal. And even being able to talk about my past to people that are close to me, like I don't know, like before it was very different when I speak about that, but now I just feel like I'm not ashamed anymore for who I
Um,
am.
you've
And I
healed.
think like
Oh my gosh. You've healed, Hania. That means you've
yeah,
healed.
healed. I've healed.
Oh, Hania. Oh my God. Oh my
Now
gosh.
I
I'm
know how to
speechless.
bounce back for
I
sure,
girl, just
because I'm
girl, just
bouncing
like
back.
whatever. Do you know how priceless it is, like not feel guilty for setting boundaries? Because I know, like, Muslim women, like you're in an environment that's not like, people are not Muslim, or they may be Muslim, not does that make sense? So
Yes, it
being
makes
able to
sense.
express your identity, I know how that feels, Hania. Oh my gosh. Like when you're looking different, you're acting different, it's like sometimes you think in your mind, am I being too much? Or you get that insecure feeling and you don't feel that. Hania, you don't feel that? What?
No, because there was an incident where I usually avoid where like you have to whether guys or events. I just avoid it because I don't want them to question me. Why don't I shake hand? Or they would just be like, "Oh, is it because you're just gonna go to hell?" Like that's the questions that they get, and I'm just like, I don't want to do that. But
Right.
but recently there was an incident where I went to help my friend, and there was a guy, and he started talking to me, and I was just like talking to him just about things about university, and it was like before the way I used to speak, even my friend was like, I would just go to her and be like, was I awkward? Was I weird? Did he feel bad when I said no? Like I would literally go ask her, did he feel bad because I didn't like shake hand or like and she was just like shocked because she's like, I didn't even ask her the question like after he left, because when he left he came to hug me, and I'm just like, I just like bought, and I'm like, this is how we greet, like, and I was like, have a good day, and he was like, oh yeah, sure. But I didn't feel bad doing that, and also I didn't go to my friend asking like, was I awkward? And she's like, girl, something's wrong. I'm like like I know that.
Oh my gosh, listen, that exudes feminine power. Like the fact that you're just able to do that and not feel away.
Yeah,
Welcome. Welcome to the
yeah.
other side, Hania.
Exactly, exactly. And also,
Welcome.
no, it's so empowering to actually be yourself, but and you know that you are not being like rude or something. It's just that you're being yourself. And
Oh my gosh.
it doesn't make you feel guilty is a big deal. It's a big deal.
Oh, I'm
And
in
also when
awe.
I step out, I greet people. Like that was not me before because I used to feel like very timid and I'm just like, uh-huh. But now I
Well,
smile at people and I'm just like being myself out there, and I don't feel little because I have a hijab on or I'm a Muslim. I like I embrace my identity more, to be honest. And that
wow.
was not me before sacred feminine pleasure. Like that was not me.
What? What? Allah Mubarak. Like, oh my gosh, everyone in university
Mashallah.
needs to take SFP. Everyone in university needs to take SFP now. Like, you want to set boundaries? Come to SFP.
Yes,
Come
yes.
here.
And I think you also like inspired me a lot. Because I usually noticed how you put your boundaries, and I'm like, wow.
I like to inspire.
No,
I like
I even said my mom, like, because my mom, I think like she also struggles with putting boundaries, but I'm like,
yeah,
mom, you need to learn to put boundaries because like when you put that, you teach that. Like, you like even I don't feel ashamed to put boundaries because like I'm seeing it.
yeah.
So, and guess what? My mom started having strong boundaries with her relatives, especially the toxic one. And I was like,
Oh
yes.
my God, yay! Yay, mommy! Oh my gosh, mashallah, no way.
And then I was like, Mom, you don't need to feel bad for putting that boundaries. Like, be like, show up for who you are, and it's fine. Like, they need to respect you as well. Respect come two ways. So
Allahu
that's it.
Akbar. Oh my gosh. Haniya, I'm so
You
proud.
are
Haniya,
really changing a
oh,
whole family. Thanks.
I literally, I literally,
And the fact that
Allah.
it's just like one person
Yeah,
changing brings that much change to a whole family is subhanallah.
I'm speechless. Haniya. But this is all a testimony to you, honey, as well. Alhamdulillah. Like, thank you for trusting me. 'Cause I know as because you're in the stage of your university and getting therapy and just not knowing what SFP would look like, but you
Exactly.
trusted me. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, I trust you. I followed Rosie for 4 years. I get her stuff. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for like doing the work because you did the work, Hania. Just
Yeah.
believe you did the work. Like you showed up and you asked some hard questions and you got a coach in front of other women. Just thank you for being coachable because really like you being coachable and you being vulnerable really helped shift
Yeah.
that for you.
Also, I really love how I could actually be vulnerable in the group because I was always like super scared of being judged. Like, I guess that's one thing that have changed my idea of like, I don't care if people judge me now. Because being able to be vulnerable there was like a big deal for me. Like, it
Yeah,
was really a big deal for me. So when I did that, I feel like now, because some like before and all, like every small thing I do, I would like, like go into the details and be like, oh, did they feel bad? Did they judge me? Like every single thing. But now I'm just like, if they did, like, what happens? It's fine. I like, it doesn't make a big difference. They may be gonna forget me or they might not even remember me. So it's fine. It's okay. Like, I don't need to validate everyone. Like, what I need to validate is myself. Like, I need to validate myself. I need to be truthful to myself. And that's more than enough. Like,
yeah,
that's the main thing that I need. And these days I'm like trying to build like my firm trust with myself, like with small, small changes. Like sometimes I do have my blue days, but I'm aware and I'm more like, it's okay. Let's just sit with the emotion. Let's not run away. And the greatest thing is I cry these days. And I'm like, yes.
yay.
Yeah, I cry. And I'm just like I even record them because I cry like frequently when I feel sad. I just cry and I'm like, who it just feels so easy to cry rather than go numb and just have a whole series of numbing and the same loop. But now I'm breaking the loop. When I feel sad, I'm crying. When I feel mad, I'm being mad. I'm just like letting that emotions be with me. And I'm the fact that I'm able to feel the emotions means a lot to me. And even these days my friends are more like, just talking to you brings comfort. And I'm
Oh,
like, oh.
oh my gosh, so honey, you see, I said this to someone else about Sacred Family Pleasure. I wanted it to impact millions, but the amount of women are coming to Sacred Family Pleasure is probably in the hundreds, like 100 plus. But you look how much you're impacting. It's like it's just you, Hania, but it's your
Yeah,
family, your friends, your community, girl.
exactly.
It's,
You're doing your
oh,
job.
oh,
You are actually achieving your dreams. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
I literally am. Hello, Mubarak. Oh, Hania. And you know what it was also like in the group. Now share with us. What was it like being coached in the group? 'Cause just like you touched upon it that being
Mhm.
vulnerable was scary for you, but how were you able to overcome that?
um well, like, just how I was able to overcome that is like showing up there. Because I did also not show up there when I was feeling like scary, but I still like I faced it. So when I faced showing up, like being there, it really helped me to like be vulnerable. And honestly, the whole community was, it just felt like, home. More like, I can
Mm.
go like, because gradually I just felt like, yeah, I can speak up and it's fine, it's okay. Everyone is trying to be their better version of themselves, so there is no judgment. And like, even when I was hearing other sisters story, there is so much love that I want to give them. Like, I'm a very like, I know that I'm a very physical person, like, it's just because of my childhood trauma that like I kind of like, but with girls, I don't think so.
Mm.
But with when it comes to men, I'm just like, stay away. And there was a whole difference when my dad was there in Turkey. I'm the one like going and cuddling next to him, and my dad is just like, okay, this thing is working. Because he used to complain to me that I don't like when he comes and like, sit next to me and stuff. I used to, if I don't feel comfortable, it's just like me thing. Like, I know I can trust my dad like 100%, but still
Mm.
it was different. And then there is my dad, like, like I, when he's driving, I'm just like, just massaging his head. And then he's just like, what?
Oh.
Like, he's like,
Oh my gosh, so you see, just
yeah,
being vulnerable in the group help you be vulnerable with your dad as well. How
exactly.
amazing is
Yeah.
that?
It just, I guess it like helped me to be like to bring myself like to bring the real me outside, because
Yeah.
we've done so much inner child work there. So it was bringing the inner child, like we became more like, in the same what do you say, we aligned with each other. So I like there were times where also like with the sisters and all, I do believe that someday or the other day we all would meet. So I
Yeah.
definitely want to hug them.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you
gosh,
should do
I
a
know.
retreat for sure. Like, I'm
I'm
coming.
doing a
Let it
retreat.
be
This is a
Morocco
sign.
or wherever it is, I'm coming there because I
But
need
this
that.
is a sign. We need to do a retreat. Like there should be a SFP retreat now because we all need to hug.
Exactly. You have to. Like,
I know.
it is essential. Like,
Oh my gosh, I love that. So what would you say, Hania, to a girl or a woman who's thinking about joining sacred feminine pleasure, but she's on the fence? What would your advice be to her?
mm, I would say her like I've been there as well. Like, I was also confused, like, because I want like, also when it comes to like people, like when it comes to like the amount, like the payment, they're like confused, or they're more like, there is so much because I was having so much like spend that much money, like all these things. I would say like that is more like, a whole time lifetime investment. Like,
Mm.
investing for yourself is more like, you're gonna get it tenfold back. Like, I know for that for sure, because when I'm healed, like, I know what I'm able to do. So
Mm-hmm.
there is so much that any like the girl or woman can do so much. And I think like, alhamdulillah, I feel like I'm really blessed and lucky to join it this young, because there is so much wisdom and so much things that I've known about myself. And there is so much like the insights that you have given, and especially linking it with the spirituality. I promise you, like, it's a whole lifetime investment. And it like, just you changing, you will see that how your family and the people around you, the surrounding, even if that doesn't change, like, you will eventually change it because
Oh,
you have changed, and that's more than enough. And I think that if they are standing in their fence as usual, I would say like, just trust yourself. Like, as you told, like, for me, like, the praying istikhara was magic, because that's when, like, I think I've fallen in love with istikhara now. Everything
I know.
like the smallest thing, like right now I need to find a place to stay in Lithuania. Like, I have my doms,
Mm.
and I was going so much chaotic like few days back, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna relax. Like, I'll pray istikhara, and if the house will come and find me, that's it. Like, I know all I need to do is like look and call the people which is meant for me would actually reach me. Because few days I was just being chaotic on that. Like, I'm calling, they're not picking up the call. I'm just getting mad, and I'm like, why do I need to get mad? Like, it's fine. Like, what's willed for me will just reach me. So just like sit back and relax. I think you're the one who taught me to sit back and relax. Oh, there's one thing also I had to mention
Go
um
on.
regarding the exams.
Oh yes, please do. Please talk about
Yes,
that.
yes, because for me, my friends are actually shocked because for my GPA is like about 3.5, which I usually get. But the thing is, the way I got this grade is super different because whenever I study here and I have finals like in a week, I just have one subject or two subjects for finals. And I'm there, like, juggling, not eating food properly, not doing my skincare, not doing just like not even having like good amount of sleep. Like maybe I might not even have slept like 24 hours and going and writing the exam, like just being grumpy, but I still get the grades, but the way I'm burnt out, like I'm 100, like after the exam, I'm just like, oh, I don't want to go out. I just want to sleep and just like, lay around. And during the cohort, the way I did my exams, I slept when I felt like sleeping. I'm just like, I'm not struggling too much. I ate and whenever I was eating, I'm just like eating, like just eating without thinking, oh, what's the next question or what's the next thing I need to learn. I'm just like enjoying my food. I'm talking with my roommate, everything cool. I even attended like three exams, like three finals a day, which I've never done in my entire life. But still, I aced to get like 3.5, like CGPA about 3.5. And like I was like a high honor student, and I'm like,
Oh, I don't remember. You were thinking about it. You just said, okay, I need to ask, but I'll be fine. You were just like, I'll be fine. And you got, was it 80%?
no, there was the craziest thing was that like for pharmacology, I was just like, I have like I just kept telling myself that I've studied to get for like 80% for sure. And I exactly got like 80%. Like
Oh my gosh.
I wrote my exam and I was like, I should like it's just like I trusted, like I knew that I studied for this and for sure. And I got that. But like overall, like my overall grades were like 93% out of 100. And I'm just like
Allah.
like no, it was so crazy because I remember like before joining SPF, I like there's a whole meltdown, breakdown, and I'm telling my parents like I don't think I can manage this Erasmus. And even my parents were like, okay, if you think it's gonna make it too hard for you, like quit it, come back, and we'll just take like 1 year, like I'm gonna have a gap year and things. I was at that point. I was at that stage of my life where I thought like I'm not able to complete it. And I completed it with great grades. Like I am proud of myself.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
that
So
too.
proud.
The way I got the grades is the most craziest thing because these days I've been telling my friends, like, you know what? Like prioritize yourself. Like not eating food, not sleeping is actually not gonna solve. It's just that your mindset that you think that you have to struggle this much to get grades is the thing. That's how we have been wired. But when you
Mm,
just remove that, you just need to just study with like appreciation and love and just like, just be calm, just chill out and it will be fine. Because that's like it just makes sense because I've seen, like, for example, in India, when it comes to like guys scoring, I've
mm.
always seen guys are just like chill about exam. They're just like, uh-huh. And they score great when they don't even put the effort as much as the girls do. So I think it actually makes sense. You just need to be chill. Like you studied and just trust it. For me, I used to study, but I never trust myself that I studied. I'm just like, no, that's not enough. That's not enough. Once I believe that it's enough and I'm enough, I
Oh wow.
it worked. It worked.
Haniya spitting game. She's giving you everyone the secret. Believe in
Yes.
what you say. Just believe in it. Believe it.
Yes, believe it. I'm believing
Oh.
everything. And I'm just like, no, because whenever I used to see you, I used to resonate with like what you have been through as well. Like even though we have different stories, I used to see like one day like if you are here, I'm like one like there's also a liberation that I just need to learn and like embody it. And you
Yeah.
definitely teach us of embodying it because I've been for like different therapies and things, but I think I've never been like vulnerable there. Like I still have like, mm, like
Yeah.
I don't know. It was easy to be vulnerable with you.
Oh,
You really give that safe space. I promise.
oh, thank you.
And
Honey,
like
thank you for
I
saying that.
promise you really give that safe space. Like for me, inshallah, I promise one day when I'm meeting you, I'm giving you my like
I know.
a hug. I need that.
We have to give virtual hugs for now, but honey,
Yes,
I'd
yes,
say
yes.
the feeling is mutual. And thank you so much for saying that, Hania, that it was a safe space because I know, like, because when you're around other women, sometimes we worry about jealousy, everything being
Yes.
catty, bitchiness. There was none of that. There was none of that in
Yes.
this group. And I love that. I love that for you as well. Because you're the youngest and like you're at university. So I can imagine like you're around other women. Some women are business women, some women are CEOs, some women are housewives, mothers. We're all in different stages of our lives and you're just like witnessing it all, but you finish safe. And I feel like I've done my job. So thank you, Hania. I feel like I've done a good job.
You've
I know
done a
how scary
great
it is.
job. Like you should really, really celebrate that
I'm
because
gonna go
like
celebrate now. Hania, I'm gonna go celebrate.
you are like how do I say it? You're like I'm so inspired by you. Like I know that one day like maybe we might have a podcast together
Oh yeah, we
because
will, Hania. Of
because
course
I
we
want to
will.
do something like in an entrepreneur level, and I think like you have like given me so many insights
Oh,
that I just need to like embody and work on it and just like do
well,
it.
I'm here. I'm here. When you're ready, I'm here, Hania. Whatever it is, we're down.
Yes.
We're
Like
doing it.
for me, like more than a coach, I felt like you're a sister, like an elder sister
Oh,
that you can run to when things
oh.
get hard. Like, what should I do? And you're there, like, girl, let me tell you.
I'm your big sis. I'm your big sis,
Yes,
Hania. You can't escape me now, okay? We're sisters for life.
this is for life. This is for life. Dunya wal akhirah. That's it.
I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, Hania, thank you so much for sharing your path and your journey with us. Like, I appreciate you so much, Hania. And
I
may Allah
appreciate
continue to
you as
bless
well.
you. Oh,
Ameen.
may Allah continue to bless you and your family. And inshallah, we meet in this dunya and in Jannah. Ameen.
Inshallah, inshallah, inshallah.
Thank you. And like Hania said, join Sacred Feminine Pleasure because I'm a
Exactly.
big
Everyone,
sis.
yeah.
Everyone just join and I will make moves in your family. Okay. Your life will change.
Yes. You
Your
can
family's life
trust
will change.
Rosie because I trusted her. And how do I say? Like, that's the best decision of my life. Alhamdulillah. I mean it. I mean
Oh,
it from my soul. I mean it from
oh
my
my
soul.
God. Oh, don't make me cry, Hania. Oh my gosh, you're making me cry. Like, I love you so much, Hania. Thank you so much.
I love you too.
Oh my God.